Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. You're going to see the beginning of the video in just a minute for the hashtag 50 stack challenge 2. But first I want to show you my new digital. It's called Bourbon Rose. I had a lovely customer ask me in August if I would do a digital kit kind of featuring New Orleans. And so I told her it'd probably be after Christmas. Because it's always a little crazy at that time of the year. I know that sounds crazy to start that in August, but that's sort of when the Christmas thing starts happening. So, yeah, so this kind of got put on the back burner until now. And so, of course, February is the perfect month for it. So, here it is. Bourbon Rose. And Bourbon Rose are roses that are sort of like these roses. This is the closest I could kind of find. And so, not all of these are Bourbon Roses, but I just liked that name because of Bourbon Street and all that. It just seemed like a great name for the Digi. So that is what it's called. I know nothing about New Orleans. I've never been there. I mean, I know about Mardi Gras and that kind of thing, but like literally I don't have any experience of being there or anything, but I hope this is a good sort of shabby chic representation. I originally started these doing a totally different style, and I wasn't liking it and was messing with it and everything, and just I wasn't happy with it. And all of a sudden it just hit me that I wanted the roses and the whole sort of shabby look about it. And so that's what I did. And so you can see that last one is like a darker version of this one. I figured these lighter ones like this would be great for backing pages or pages to write on, you know. So, and oh, this is ledger orientation again, as you can see. So they're oriented to be folded this way rather than this way. Okay. So that is the orientation. So here, this one again, there's the darker version and then the lighter version for background page. I thought these ones like this might be kind of cool in the center of the signature. So, you know, when you open to the center of the signature, you'll see the whole building. But yeah, I must have been channeling my good friend Elaine. Hi, Elaine. Because she told me, she didn't say anything before I did this one, but she told me afterwards she's been thinking about something like this for weeks, and she was so happy when she saw I had done this. And so I thought it was funny. I'm like, well, you must have got into my brain, because I seriously was doing a totally different style. But I'm glad I landed on this, because I really like the way it looks together with the old black and white photos of New Orleans and all of it. So here's an old Mardi Gras picture. I don't, what does it say what year that is? I don't see the year. 1907, I think. Very cool. So yeah, just fun stuff. And then I just have some roses and photographs. And then this is another kind of background page, just some light pink stripes and some script on there, very, very lightly. And I used a lot of old wallpaper pictures from Alaska, of all places. But you can see the water staining and stuff. Those are all the Alaska wallpaper. Like the tears and that. And then we have a page of just labels with all kinds of sayings: vintage, faith, always believe, good times, just some numbers, shabby, keep it simple, be happy, happiness. All these are numbers. Love what you do, write your own story. So yeah, just some fun little labels there. And then the number 10 window envelope cover and the CD envelope cover. And I printed mine with borders, which you can do on printers. Usually give you that option of shrink to fit or with or without borders. I did it with borders to make it a little smaller. I think it will fit on one of these pages. Maybe not. It's still a little big, but I guess you just got that to go wherever you like. You can shrink it down further and use it. That's what Carol Laws does. She makes them about like that size, and then she's able to use them just as little ephemera pockets. So anyhow, I hope you guys like it. Again, it's called Bourbon Rose. And now on to our video. Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. It is time again for the hashtag 50 stack challenge 2. This is the second challenge. I apologize for the Glowforge making noise over there. You won't hear it once I come back with the prompts. I'm just drawing the prompts right now, and then when I come back to make the items, you won't hear it anymore. I'll turn it off. Anyway, if you're not familiar with the hashtag 50 stack challenge 2, it is a 25-week prompt assignment challenge. Each Monday, I will draw one prompt that has a set of opposites on it. So for example, last week we had funny. So I did this little piece of ephemera where she is stitching a patch onto this gentleman's pants. I'm assuming her husband, who knows. Anyway, it's just a little flap with a pocket back here, but you don't have to make the same type of ephemera that I make each week. You could do a journaling card, a guest check, a tag. You can do whatever piece of ephemera you want to do, okay? You just have to use funny for the first one, and then serious was the opposite. So I did this very serious couple in a wedding photo. And it's the same type of ephemera, but you can do it however you want. The only thing that is like a requirement, if you could call it that, is the prompt. You can use any items you want. You can include any items with your main item, like, you know, this is the serious. I added all the little bits, okay? So that was last week. This week we're going to have, I'm just drawing out of a bag. I just have a whole bunch of strips of paper with opposite little prompts, okay? So we're going to have something that represents sit and something that represents stand. You can use whatever items you like. Just have something that represents sit and something that represents stand. And that will be, number 11 is sit, number 12 is stand. All right, and I will be right back with no Glowforge. Okay, I am back for the hashtag 50 stack challenge with sit and stand. So I have chosen 2 images from my physical digital download, these old Victorian images of crazy exercise machines. So she's sit, and this one is my stand. And I have glued these to a book page and then just to some coffee dyed paper. I'm going to make pockets out of them. So that's just where they're at right now. And I wanted to show you guys these. I got them on Amazon, and they are in my Amazon list of, it's just one of my lists that says Crafty Cat, and it's public. And you can get it there through my Linktree, which is in the description box below this video. So below the video, if you click on my Linktree, you can go to the different places like my Instagram or my Etsy shop or my Amazon Associates page, that whole thing, okay? So what I have done is taken these plain 4x6 bingo cards, and these are obviously brand new. Got them on Amazon. You get 180 of them, so lots of them for like $9.99. So pretty good deal, I think. I used to always do the vintage ones, but I haven't really been able to find any. So I just bought those ones because they were pretty plain. A lot of them have other colors on them, and I don't like that. I just want the plain. The only thing I'm not crazy about is they're shiny. So you could sand them first, which would probably be a good idea, because I have noticed that this is still tacky, even though it's been a couple days. So it might not be a bad idea to sand them first. But anyway, I used Distress Oxides and Crackling Campfire, Wild Honey, and Peacock Feathers. And then I also use unsweetened instant iced tea. And this is great because I use like 3 or 4 teaspoons in just a cup of water and mix it up. And that gives you that really nice dark color, and I'm liking that more than coffee because it's kind of got some of a reddish tint to it. I mean, it did help that it got the sprays in there too. But I just am liking the tea a little more than the coffee, so that's what I used. And so, like I said, we're going to make some pockets and some altered bingo cards. So that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to ink around the edges because it's still a little too white around the edges. So how you all today? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Just my normal. So anyway, yeah, sorry when I started the video with the Glowforge, just trying to get some stuff cut, kind of out of everything already cut. I generally like to have everything cut that I have listed in my shop, but sometimes it gets away from me. So anyhow, just been trying to catch up with that. So what we're going to do is, I like this, but I just want to add some stuff to it because these pockets aren't going to, like, you know, take up a ton of space, but we don't want to cover everything anyway, because that was the point of coloring it, right? So I'm just going to take some bits and pieces and put them on here, almost like I do when I make altered playing cards. And if you haven't seen me do that, sorry, it's been a while, but what I do is take just, you know, new playing cards, and I'll put dabs of glue, just like put a bit of glue here and there, put a book page over it, pull it off after it dries, and then you just get kind of random little bits and pieces of script. Or you can do it this way, just take pieces and glue them on there. And then I put some sewing tissue paper over that. So that's kind of basically what we're gonna do, just a different version is all, just for added interest. So this is from some instructions for sewing pattern. And it has nothing to do with the little exercise machines that the ladies are on, but it doesn't have to. It just gives something to look at that's interesting. So yeah, we don't have a whole lot going on here. Just it's back to being, well, I mean, it never did really warm up or anything, but it's real cold. It's just real cold. But I know we're not as cold as, I think it's New Hampshire. I heard this morning on the news is like minus 30 some odd degrees, and they're supposed to go to minus 100. I don't even know how do you even keep your house warm or anything? Because like we're not, I don't think, maybe you guys are more set up for it, but like here, our houses are not set up for that kind of cold. Like it would be devastating. We have a lot of windows in our house, and you know, even when it gets down in the teens and stuff, it's bad enough. So I can't even imagine. Okay, I'll just put that on there. Yeah, maybe, I don't know if other places are more set up for that, maybe. I have no idea. All I know is I wouldn't make it. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Yeah, it'd be bad. I mean, minus 100, that's like, how do you even, I can't even imagine. Awful, awful, awful. So no rhyme or reason here. I'm not doing anything specific. It's not like every time I put a certain number on this side and a certain number on that side. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I just start going, and wherever it feels right to put a piece, that's where I put it. So I don't think about it a whole lot. I just like to have the different colors of different book pages and music and all that kind of stuff on there. But yeah. Okay, That's about all I'm gonna do. So we're gonna do sit first. And like I said, all I did is take the image, printed it out on my printer, cut it out, glued it to book page first, and then to a piece of coffee dyed. Oh my gosh. The brain. And I'm going to leave like a flap, you know, so that we get a little bit of a gusset. You don't have to do that. I just, you know, want it like that. But you definitely can just glue it down. On a couple of sides or something. Yeah. My cutting ability is sad. Okay. And they're not big gussets because you don't. I'm just gonna put a tag in these, so it's not like it needs to be a huge gusset. I just like. Oh, you know what? I was gonna do the two sides, so I think I'll get rid of this flap up here. And it'll just sort of be like a side tuck. You could also make it flap open and closed. I thought about doing that. I've done all kinds of bingo cards in the past, and then I kind of forget about them. You know, it's like everything that we use. You use it for a while and then you just space it. But I've done them with like little glassine bags that flip open and closed. There's just a lot of things you can do with these bingo cards. You can, especially with the stack that I have now, you could take a bingo card and cut it like in half or something, and then put half of it down here. So you could have two bingo words on there, and turn that into a pocket. So there's just loads of things you can do with bingo cards. It's a lot like what are they called? Flashcards. Ways to use them. And this size is really good. Like some of the vintage ones I had were quite a bit bigger, so they wouldn't fit necessarily in a journal. These don't fit in the journal I'm doing right now. They're just a little bit too wide. But in other, you know, the journals that are oriented in the other direction, they would definitely fit. So, yeah, so I'm just going to put that on as a pocket. And I know a lot of stuff gets covered. That's fine. That's the way it goes. This glue is going to make me crazy. It doesn't like the cold. It doesn't like the heat. It doesn't like anything. It's like me. I'm kind of bummed I covered that 4 and 5, but that's just how it worked. Just a little. Okay, and then I'm going to let that dry. Oh, I was going to put some sewing tissue on there, wasn't I? I totally spaced that. Let's do a little bit of that, because like I said, this is a little tacky, so I just want to make sure it doesn't rub off. And there's quite a bit of the white part still showing. So it's just sewing tissue. Y'all have seen me do this. The good part about the sewing tissue, or like Tim Holtz tissue or whatever, is that it will cover it, but you can still see the inks through there, so that's nice. You could probably put some kind of sealant on it too if you wanted to. It's just I don't want to use anything that you need a brush for, because I don't think, or I know that that's water soluble. And even though I've heat set it with my heat gun, it seems to want to not stay entirely. And it'll probably get better with time, but I'm not sure why it got so tacky. And I think it's probably the, I'm just going to kind of wing it here. The glossy card is probably the culprit. So like I said, if I did them again, I would sand them just a touch first, just to give them some tooth. And then you could either cover the back of this with some coffee dyed paper and turn it into like a large journaling card, or you can glue it onto a page as a pocket, like just put glue on a few sides to make it a pocket. I'll put just another piece of plain over there. The tea is not as bad, like the tea doesn't come off, but the sorry. But the inks are not wanting to stick entirely. Like they're not coming off completely to where they're gone, but it will get on other things, and I don't like that. So this is how I'm remedying it. Plus it'll just make it look older. Right? Right. Now I'm going to have to clean my scissors. Okay. And the rest of it will be fine. This does not want to stick right here. It's being difficult. Okay, and then I just have another one of a piece of one of the collage master boards that I've done using scraps. Cut it into a tag shape, did the We Are Memory Keepers punch there. And whenever I decide where this is going to go, I'll probably work more on putting something on that card too. But for now, that is it. And I will stitch around there too, I think, because it's just not wanting to stick at all. It's just being a bugger. Let me put a clip on it. Oh, I know. I wanted to use one of those too. Got some snarky comments that aren't too awfully snarky. What do I want to use? Do I want this one? I don't mean to brag, but I finished my 14-day diet in 3 hours and 12 minutes. It just kind of goes with the whole exercise machine thing, you know, and the time of year, because we've all been there, right? With the whole New Year, diets, blah, blah. I used to do that when I was young, but I don't do it anymore. I'm like, I am what I am. I am what I am. Okay, so there's that one. Hopefully that will stay tacked down. And then our stand is this one and this one. So what do we want to use on there? Oh, we need to ink it a little bit. This time I will remember to put the tissue on first. This is out of one of those Sears and Roebuck remake catalogs from the 60s. I wish they would do those again, because they're originally like from the early 1900s. They just have great script and images. Okay. That one. I want to use one of my little number stamps. My goodness. It's behind the cards that I just had. They're tiny and fun. I like those. Tiny and fun. See, you can just put all kinds of whatever randomness on here, and then you can cover it with the tissue. Me and numbers, as y'all know. Might use a smaller section here. Oops. Upside down. Okay. Just a little bit of something else. And then can decide if I wanted to ink it or not. Gold is coming off. Okay. Don't do that yet, Amy. Get your tissue. Hold on. My husband's on today. You hear him? What are you doing?
No, I thought you were on.
I am.
Oh. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. What chipped you?
I'm looking for paint.
What paint's all down there in that bin? Hold on just a second. Okay. He's looking for paint. He's painting, he's making 3D models like, I don't know, dragons and stuff like that, and then painting them. So he put paint in here, and I put it away. And then he was looking for it. I like that piece of gold under there, so I'm going to try to just sandwich it on there and keep it. And now I have all kinds of stuff stuck to my fingers. So you don't have to be super precise about this, but it just adds a cool effect to these when you do that with the tissue. Tissue's always interesting. These make really good journaling cards, these 4x6 size bingo cards. So I'll probably just cover the backs of them with coffee dyed paper or tea dyed paper, whatever, and put them on there. Get a little more glue here. This is all going to get covered, but let's just get this glued down so it'll stay down. So we're going to do the same thing with this one that we did with the last one. Leave some gusset on there. It's really thin. And this I can just cut off. Okay, and then we'll put a thumb notch in it. If I can find my thumb notcher. So this is just a real small digital in my shop. It's basically just these old exercise pictures that I found. But they're just funny because of the contraptions, you know. I mean, I'm sure we still have contraptions, but some of them are funny. They're like on saddles, and yeah, they're just funny. Different time, right? Maybe it's too small. I tore one. Doing good today. Oh, got the glue on there, darn it. Well, I guess it's just aged now even more. Sometimes they don't want to fold down. They just want to get in the way. Okay. Well, I made all kinds of mess on that pocket, but like I said, I guess that's just going to age it all the more. Wanting to hang off of there. Okay. And this is our tag that will go in the pocket. But yeah, see, like I'm saying, I probably will stitch around those just to keep them under control. And this one I have, I'm just a girl standing in front of a salad asking for it to be a donut. I mean, those are funny. I do like those. Those are out of the snarky. I don't feel like they're too crazy. Some of them are just, wow, mean. But anyway, I like these ones. They're funny. My biggest thing with salad is you get a great big salad, you know, you're on a diet. It's like I get tired of chewing before. Actually, I think I might just put this one on here. I get tired of chewing before I even finish the salad. It's like, gosh, forget it. Never mind. I'm not that hungry. And it even says standing. Like it. All right, so I'll go stitch these and I'll come back and show you guys. Okay, I am back with the hashtag 50 stack challenge 2. I have sit and stand. Sit and stand. So those are my little pockets for today. My little altered bingo cards. And I know you can't see that when I put this in here, but it's fine because you take it out and you can see it. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome day, and I can't wait to see what you guys make. Talk to you soon. Love ya. Bye.